Hello, everyone. I'm just coming to you from my car on the east coast of Canada. I feel like it's the middle of the night right now in Australia. But when you guys are watching this, it'll probably be like Tuesday or Wednesday. I am in my car because I am currently visiting with my family who it lives 4 hours away. So my grandmother, who's 96 years old, and my parents. So I felt like this is a nice quiet place to come and record this video. And that is why I'm not going live, because I really need to spend some quality time with my parents, and the timing of the call, I just can't get on live. So that is why I have decided to record this video. And I just want to say thank you, Melissa, for reaching out and asking me. I feel truly honored. There's so many incredible leaders in Australia that I really admire and look up to. And I just feel honored that I have been asked to share with you all. And yeah, so I just kind of want to start out by sharing my story of how I started Arbonne, because I feel like it's a really important reminder to us as leaders of the things that can happen when we are in a place of struggle, but we decide to not let it be a place of struggle and show up in our businesses, how impactful that can be. Because I came into Arbonne at the end of 2009. Okay, so it was October 31st. So I'm coming up, October 31st is actually my 17-year anniversary in Arbonne. Okay. And so when I came into Arbonne had filed, Chapter 11 or whatever. They were doing a financial restructuring. And a lot of people in the company were leaving to other companies because their businesses were struggling. It was a recession during that time. But it's funny because I wasn't really aware of any of this. And I just was looking for an opportunity where I could create some breathing room in my bank account. But I also was wanting to build, also wanting to leave a job that I was working in government at the time. I had 2 small kids and I just wanted to leave my job so bad, but did not know what I could do that would enable me to do that. I hated my job. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and our family was in a place of struggle financially. Okay. So the reason why I'm sharing this story is because the girl that, okay, so I attended a little presentation in my neighborhood it was October 30th, actually, of 2009. And the girl that did the presentation, she was a VP in title maintenance, but her business was doing district volume. Okay. I didn't know any of this, but what she had decided after having a conversation with her upline, because she had built her business, like, it wasn't very leveraged. A lot of it was her own personal sales. And so she just couldn't sustain it. And so she was kind of having to relearn how to build with a more leveraged business, sponsoring team and building a client base, and, all the things, right, that make your business more sustainable. And so she had made the decision, because she almost quit, but she had a conversation with her upline, and her upline was like, why don't you just start doing some things that will create some outcomes in your business that lead to growth? So what reach out methods do you like to do? She was like, well, I'm not feeling in a place of wanting to do any of the reach out methods, but I know somebody that had told me that she wants to purchase the skincare. So I will ask her if she'd consider getting some girls together, and I'll come and do a show. So I got invited to that presentation, okay, that little event. And at that event, she didn't shy away from sharing the business because she was in a place of struggle. She told her story from a place of what she was going to use this business for to create as far as a lifestyle. And she showed up, and I was sitting there. I was giving testimonials on the product because I had been using the product for 5 years at that point and had no idea there was a business attached to it, like that could offer me an opportunity to leave a job that I wanted to leave, right? So anyway, she shared all of that. And at the end, I said to her, I would really like to do this. And I know that, you know, like it's kind of like a Snickers decision, you know, it's a decision that doesn't require, like, I'll just upgrade my PC account or whatever. Anyway, I ended up just signing up as a new consultant under her at that time. And me joining her team, my first month, I went into area qual and completed my third month, okay? And me coming in guns a-blazing, having no idea what was going on in the company, just a strong desire to create a different lifestyle for me and my family, to be able to leave a job. Like, I was like all in on after she shared what was possible, okay? Even though she probably didn't even believe it was possible herself, she showed up and did that anyway. And that energy back in her business, the month I promoted to area, she re-promoted to region because she started sponsoring other people. The energy came back in her business, and it was like a ripple effect of growth that happened within those 3 months, okay? I continued on building my business to region and nation. She did the same thing. But what I will tell you is that I was able to walk away from my job when I promoted to region. And I think back to that time where she was watching lots of people leave for other companies. She was seeing Arbonne file a Chapter 11 or Chapter 13 or whatever it was. I don't know. I can't remember. She was in a massive place and struggle in her business. And instead of jumping ship to find the grass, thinking the grass is greener over here, or like not putting the effort in because she was feeling discouraged, she leaned in, showed up. And like, when I think about the thought that she may have not done that because she was embarrassed or in a place of struggle and just not feeling motivated to go out and like try to rebuild, like, I would still be sitting in a cubicle living paycheck to paycheck in a job that I hated if she hadn't have done that. Like, and then to think of the ripple effect that came from that one show, and like the people that I then brought into the business who left jobs, left bad relationships. Like, as you know how it works, the ripple effect of impact when you build a business to nation is significant, okay? So it just really would have been so much easier when her business went from region to district to just say, this doesn't work. Or like, I'm going to go over here and do this business over here, right? And like, I've watched so many other people in the 17 years that I've been doing this business leave and go to other companies. And the same thing happens. Like, some of them won't admit it, but it doesn't matter what business you're in. There's always going to be honeymoon seasons and then dips and then plateaus, and it's business, right? And as you know, in our industry of network marketing, okay, I've earned 3 MVP challenge trips. And, but I've also, in between those 3 MVP challenge trips, have been in places of massive struggle in my business. Okay. And so, and yes, I have gotten into places where I've thought, okay, should I be doing something else? Should I, like, what else is the grass greener over there? I even started, like, I got into doing like a clothing line, and it got me really distracted from my business, where I could have, and what I realized by doing the whole clothing line thing was that traditional business requires a lot of time and financial investment and having to be your own, like, you know, doing your own marketing and all the things that Arbonne takes care of. Things like, what I realize is if I just put my foot back on the gas, leaned in instead of leaning away, the things that you can create in this business really quickly when you do that is so significant. And I think about so many different scenarios over the years where, you know, like right before I earned the last MVP challenge trip to Bali, like the year prior to that, my business was in a massive place of struggle, you know? So, and I just think that, like, when I compare the options of, like, what I always have these conversations with other people about this, but like, okay, it's Monday and I'm here, you know, I just jump in my car and come to visit my parents, when in my previous life before this, I would have not been able to do that. And I'm not really decided yet on when I'm going back home, because I can just stay as long as I want. And so, like, those little gifts that our business gives us, and then even like in the hardest stages in our business, to think about the potential of what we can earn and try to compare it to, like, I have a girl in my business that I know, she's gone into like substitute teaching because she thought that's a way to like bridge the gap, but she's gone like 8 hours a day. And if she just even put 8 hours a day back into her business, to think about what, like, and we don't have to ever do that, you know, in Arbonne. It just takes, like, it could just take one group presentation or something you do on social media or any other reach out method that we do that can completely change your business overnight. Like, we've seen that happen time and time again. And I just, whenever I'm in a place of struggle, I always go back and think about how I came into the business and what everything looked like at that time for that girl, for our in Arbonne world. You know, it's all some things that are happening right now kind of reminds me of that time. And that's when I get like extra motivated during times of struggle to go, okay, what can I do to create a different outcome? Who can I go and find that was like me, looking for me? And just even as of recent, some things that I've posted on social media, I've had a couple of my reels go viral. And that was something that I started in February of this year. I decided that I was going to start being more consistent and implementing a strategy with social media instead of just being willy-nilly about it. And I started being really consistent with doing like a reel a day. I've had a couple of them gone viral, and I'm in so many conversations with so many different women right now. It's really cool, building relationships. There's one lady in particular from the US that I've just recently met, who is in quite a high profile job in her world, but does not love it anymore. And her and I are talking about like what it could look like for her to build a business with Arbonne. And I just think, like, if I hadn't have done these extra things to create different outcomes in my business, like, if she joins my team and grows a business to nation, like, and to think that she could potentially leave this job that she wants out of so bad, you know, if I hadn't have shown up and done these things, that wouldn't happen for her. And I'm not saying it necessarily, but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to throw out examples here. And now I'm just kind of like talking all over the place. But my message that I'm trying to share is that when you see people leaving, when you see business go down, when you see people in a honeymoon phase and then not, like, that's so normal. Like, it's so normal. And what I've watched over the 17 years of doing this is the people that stay during the times of struggle always have another honeymoon season, always have another spike, always, like, they always do. If you are trying and if you lean in instead of lean away during the times of struggle, you will absolutely come out on top again. Like, it's just impossible that it can't happen if you are doing the things that you did to get to Nation again and again and again. And so I always just keep thinking, during a dip, I'm going to keep working so that the next honeymoon phase comes around again and my level of impact is even more. And that is the mindset that I adopt always when my business takes a dip. So I just wanted to share that because I feel like I'm seeing kind of that happen again, and I just think that it's such an important message, and it literally does not faze me. I just know that it's part of being in this industry, and watching people leave, I just kind of laugh and be like, oh gosh, you think it's going to be better over there? It's all the same thing. It doesn't matter where you go or what you do. There's peaks and valleys in any career, any business, anything. So, and just after, right before the year of earning the trip to Bali, experiencing that dip and then that exponential growth, and being able to experience Bali this year was so incredible. And I just kept saying to Jen Orlando, I just feel so grateful. Like, I can't believe this. This is so amazing, and we get to do these things, and we get to earn these things, and we get to live like this. And there is nothing that I can picture that even compares to this, even during the struggling times in our business, you know? So anyway, just wanted to share that. My first MVP challenge trip I earned, Katina was on that trip. So if you're watching, Katina, we had the best time. It was so much fun. We're going to earn another one again. I hope I get to meet so many of you on future trips. And I'm cheering Australia on. Canada is back in like a really big growth mode. And I don't know what the other markets are like, but I just know what's going on in Canada. And it's pretty exciting to watch because we have literally come out of some big struggling years, you know. And I know that Australia is gonna, you know, whatever you're experiencing there will make a massive comeback, because you guys are all incredible leaders. And I can't wait to see you all in Maui. And I hope this kind of, I know it's not giving you any groundbreaking things to take as far as like practical tips to take and implement in your business. We just got to go out and do what we did to get to Nation, to create, it could be, like I said, one more party, one like post on social. You just never know the next thing that can happen. But when we lean away instead of lean in, those things won't happen. So just go out there and find the next you. Through doing the things that you got to Nation. And yeah, I just want to say I'm cheering everyone on, and we'll see you in Maui.